Hi guys, this is Terry Felty, Director of Instruction at Big Sticks Golf in Burlington, Massachusetts. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the driver. It's the most common question I get is how do I hit my driver longer or straighter? Or if I could just get off the tee, I could score so much better, and that's true. We often talk about that most of your shots come from within 70 yards of the hole. Generally, around 60% will be within 70 yards of the hole. However, for the amateur golfer, if you can get your driver out there at a reasonable distance and in the fairway, then the game does get noticeably easier. So just one of the first things that I would always do, and I highly recommend this, and most people don't, get to the driving range or get to the course a little bit early just to loosen up. One of the exercises that I do, and generally before you start stretching, you should at least walk around, walk in place, get the blood flowing a little bit so you've gotten some blood flow into your body before you start trying to stretch your muscles. Warm yourself up a little bit. That might be by just swinging a couple wedges, just nice and slow to start out with, but get it going. I always like to do this one. This is just, I'm going to hold the club from both ends. I'm going to press the ends against the middle and try to rotate my shoulder and my upper body back. I'm just stretching out here. So I'm trying to make as good a full turn as I can. And you're going to see even as I start to go the other way, as I start to make my shift toward the target, you can see that my lower body starts me forward even when I stretch. So I'm not going to be just turning my upper body and no motion in my lower body. You can see my hips have led me out, my right shoulder's dropped down, and I got a slight upward angle to my downswing here. Just trying to compress the ends, keep it as stretched out as I can. That really loosens up my back and the lat muscles across my back. Highly recommend this. I would recommend doing big arm circles or anything that you can do to also stretch out your neck. That's one thing that most people don't do. Just look at all four corners. Look down right, up left, down left, and up right. And that just helps stretch out your neck to get yourself loosened up. You'll also notice that I have 3 balls teed up here. And because we've all been taught that with the driver we're trying to hit on the upswing, which is the common practice. However, on the PGA Tour, the average PGA Tour player strikes 1.3 degrees down on the ball. So if you hit down on the ball, then you tend to get a little bit more accuracy. Hitting up on the ball, we tend to get a little bit more distance. So like your long drive guys, you can see that the ball would be well teed up. That's the first tee right here. The whole ball is above the club head. Most commonly, what we're told is about half the ball above the club head. So that's going to be the second tee. So if you're looking at the picture on the left, you'll see that about half of the ball is above the tee. Me personally, I don't particularly like to hit up or down on the ball. I like to catch it as level or straight through as I can. So I like the ball teed up just a little bit lower in my stance. So you can see just barely, the ball is just barely above my club head right here. When I take my setup, you'll see, as with most of us, we're taught to have the ball, forward and middle. Typically, we talk about having the ball just off the inside of our left heel. So mine's probably just a little farther back. My stance is wide, but it's not exaggerated. So it's slightly wider than my shoulders. The one thing you'll notice is that my upper body is tilted to the right. I really like to load up my right side. My club face is maybe even slightly open to square because I'm not going to rotate my hands through. I'm going to square the body or square the club face up more with my body. Okay? The key is making sure that you get as much width on your backswing. Now remember, there's width in your arms. By stretching out with your arms, you get some width, but you also get width if you allow your chest to move to the right. So yes, my head is moving to the right. My whole body is moved slightly to the right. So this is just a little preset just to warm myself up again. Now, as I take it back, what I'm thinking about is taking back the Y that I've created with my arms in the club as long as I can. So I start to move to the right. Shoulders are coiling. The only thing really rotating my arms back are my shoulders right now. I'm stretching back there as far as I can, trying to keep the butt of the club or the grip as far away from my head as I can. I make a good full shoulder turn for me. You can see that my right shoulder is clearly behind my head. My left arm matches my shoulder line. My hands are up, and I don't quite get to parallel. Working on that. Little bit of stiffness in my shoulder, so I'm trying to get it a little bit farther back. From here, you'll notice that as I haven't quite finished my backswing, you can see that my whole body has already started to move to the left. That's what's called X factor. And if you can get it, it would certainly help you generate more speed through the shot. From here, my body is unwinding from the ground up. My shoulders, my hips are turning, which are turning my shoulders, which are swinging my arms. You're going to see that as I come through, the picture on the right, my club is pretty level to the ground. I'm neither hitting excessively down or excessively up on the ball. My upper body is tilted backwards. I have a nice straight line from my left arm through the shaft at impact. Here's where some people differ. You'll see a lot of people really rotate their hands over to try to gain a little extra club head speed. I try to keep my hands solid and just keep my body rotating. It does cost me a little bit in club head speed, but I gain accuracy out of it. You can see the picture on the left as I'm coming down. The club drops back down and is pretty much parallel to my target line at this point. This is one of the pictures that we're always looking for in a swing. We like to see the club parallel to the target line when it's parallel to the ground on the downswing. You'll notice that I've let my head rotate out. That just ensures that my body's getting through it. I try not to slide past the ball to a balanced finish. Now, we all got our own issues. I would love to be able to keep my left leg a little straighter at impact. I'm working on that as well. Always working on something. That particular shot, I had a club head speed of 108 miles an hour. I had a ball speed of 154. My ball carried 266 and rolled out to 275. I was 5 yards right of center. So for me, that was a pretty good drive. I hope this works for you. Work on getting more extension in your takeaway. I see a lot of people just kind of pull it back with their arms. Try to get the grip as far away from your head as you can. Keep the Y on your backswing as long as you can. I hope this helps. If I can be of any more help, you can reach me at Big Sticks Golf in Burlington, Massachusetts. You can check us out on the web at bigsticksgolf.com. Thanks for watching.